Okay, so this is very funny that I still get asked this. This is someone who responded to me on comments a while ago. Do you guys remember that one video? I believe Rob Bell did it. It's that dude like who's in the like the jeans and the leather coat, and he's like religion, not or Jesus, not religion. Jesus is greater than religion. It's like a spoken word thing, where he's like, religion is evil, Jesus is good, and religion is bad. And Jesus came to destroy religion, and God hates religion, and religious are just whores, and like all this crap about. Do you guys remember that? Like, so I get a message, and this is what, like a year later, or 8 months later, or something that I was on here. This video I think is like I don't know, maybe well over a year old or something, maybe 2 years. Very yeah, it's and their question is strange. Like, it's paragraphs long. I'm not going to read every one, but there's like, why do you need religion? Why not just Jesus? And why can't like all this kind of stuff. So here's my kind of response to that. And I think I provoked this because the other day I was watching this thing again, and I had I don't know if I left a comment or messaged them or whatever, but just asked them a question. It wasn't answered, by the way, when this was returned. But here it is. One thing the guy says in the video, and the thing I hate about that is that spoken word dude that, but in this, and he's like rhyming, is he's such a freaking hypocrite, and he's full of himself, and he's very arrogant. And anybody who makes this claim is very arrogant and ridiculous. If you were to say the law, the effects of the law, and the binding of the law of the old law is dead, at least for us, and that we were to walk a new life in Christ, then yeah, if you were to take out religion and put in law for a lot of those things, except when he says Jesus came to destroy religion, you wouldn't put law in there. He came to fulfill the law and the prophets. That's why you had Moses and Elijah of on Mount Tabor. But and he talks about, would you let Jesus in your church if if Jesus were alive today, would he even be welcome in your church? Christ is at our church every Sunday, every time we do the Eucharist. The real presence, Christ's real presence in the Eucharist. And religion is a set of beliefs about the world, basically. I don't know the dictionary definition of it, but if you actually believe the New Testament, you have a religion. Baptism now saves you. You hold to the baptism and you hold to the Eucharist. These are signs of assured salvation. We are not saved by faith. We are not saved by works. We are saved by grace. The only time faith alone is in the Bible is where it says cannot save. In the book of Acts, it talks about gathering together on the first day, breaking bread, and praying and singing the Psalms. That's the beginning of the liturgy right there. People are like, and this is the people who want to bash the Catholic Church and the Lutheran churches and the Anglican churches, in effect, bashing the Orthodox Church, which is the evangelicals. They're the most arrogant, hypocritical, boastful people on the face of the earth. They're the people who you have. I mean, in this video, Christ saved me from my sin, and now I don't lust after women and this and that. Or leading a good life doesn't, I mean, the guy goes into, doing this just doesn't, wearing the right shirt and tie and going to church doesn't save you, doesn't make you a Christian. Well, by that reasoning, not fornicating doesn't make you a Christian either. It doesn't save you. Somebody who's baptized, believes, and repents and takes the Eucharist and then falls into fornication and messes up and sins through fornication or even murder, they're a Christian. God still loves them. And they still have assurance of forgiveness of sin through the holy mysteries. And the idea that this guy's going to sit back and judge people just because they go to a building every Sunday and do what God commanded them to do. And this dude that's in his 20s is gonna be all like hip hop, this whole stage thing and being boastful and judging people. The people who didn't want any, like, I've met these people in Wheaton. The white man who's always kind of irritated and angry, and he's kind of a jerk and he doesn't talk that much, and he goes to church every Sunday and he'll argue and really yell about religion, like really yell about Jesus, and very Catholic hating, and kind of doesn't want blacks in his church or Hispanics, and real like, well, I don't do that. No, that's the hypocrite. It's the evangelicals. It's coming from this emergent church thing and the evangelicals, the fundamentalists too. It's all the same thing, and you'll find this with the liberals also. Christ came to build it upon this rock I build my church. Christ came to build the church, and he's the cornerstone, or some translations the capstone. 2,000 years of beautiful tradition, and these people want to rip it down. And tradition even goes back older, because we're from the Israelites. So, all religion's horrible. Yeah, Catholic Charities, St. Jude's Hospital. Yeah, religion never did anything, right? And then, the war was fought in the name of religion. Really, when has America launched a war in the name of religion? George Bush said that he prayed about the decision to go to war, but it didn't say God commanded him to go to war. So if you're talking about war, well, what nation? Or it's almost like people who don't know what sparked the Crusades or what they were. Was it just about religion? Was it just about religion? Because I'll get in a huge debate about that. And the Crusades horribly affected the East, and it was more Orthodox Christians slaughtered than anybody else, and they really kind of, the See of Antioch didn't really, was on the losing end of it from both the Muslims and the Crusaders. So, that one's a fail. Baptism, is that a ritual? Eucharist? Where's the receptionist view of the Eucharist, or the baptism as an outward sign of an inward change? Where is that in the Bible? Where is, what is that thing? Laying things on your heart, or sinner's prayer, or conversion experience? Beyond ridiculous. probably one of the most disgusting videos in the world. I don't know. If I had the editing skills or special effects, I'd go through and just shut down every single thing that guy said. Let's take an Irish Catholic or Mexican Catholic or Italian Catholic. They go to church their whole life. They're baptized. They take the Eucharist. They strive to live a good life. They get married. They have kids. They raise their kids properly. What do you have to say against them to criticize them? But there's all this criticism against them. Oh, they believe empty rituals can save them. Baptism and the Eucharist aren't empty rituals. That's where you meet Christ. Maybe if they understood that, they'd understand the Apocalypse of St. John. And there would be all these crazy things. So it's exhausting and saddening that people act like that. Take it easy. Okay, so this is very funny that I still get asked this. This is someone who had responded to me on comments a while ago. Do you guys remember that one video? I believe Rob Bell did it. It's that dude like who's in the it's paragraphs long. I'm not going to read every one, but there's why do you need religion? Why not just Jesus? And why can't like all this kind of stuff. Just whores and like all this crap about. Do you guys remember that? Like, so I get a message, and this is what, like a year later or 8 months later or something that I was on here. This video I think is like I don't know, maybe in the like the jeans and the leather coat, and he's like religion not or Jesus not religion. Jesus is greater than religion. It's like a spoken word thing, where he's like religion is evil, Jesus is good, and religion is bad. Jesus came to destroy religion, and God hates religion, and religious are just well over a year old or something, maybe 2 years. Very yeah, it's and their question is strange. Like